Hi, I'm Randy Hollenbeck, and this is the Music Roundtable. Today on the show, we have hard rock band The Issue.
What's going on?
How's it going?
How are you doing?
Remember all the times that we would say goodbye. We would always sit and wonder why the days would go so fast. I wish that they would last. I wish they'd never pass. 'Cause you hate me, but you won't never stay. 'Cause I'm falling.
I wanted to start out by going around the room, and could you introduce yourself, what instrument you play, and a few musical influences? And Clay, you want to go first?
Yes, sir. Clay Deters. I am the lead singer and rhythm guitar player of The Issue.
I'm Kyle Rutten, and I'm the bass player. Do some backing vocals.
I'm Collen Gibbs. I'm the drummer.
Get a couple influences.
I'd say some musical influences for all of us. Soundgarden, Alice in Chains. We like Avenged Sevenfold. A couple, a lot of modern rock bands. We're kind of all over the map, but I'd say those are a few of the big ones for all of us.
We like everything, all sorts of genres, but that's like where everything hits home. So we get a little bit of a pull from other genres, but we definitely center our sound around kind of the heavy 90s and modern stuff.
Yeah, I think we come together mostly in the 90s.
Can you guys tell me how the band formed?
Clay, why don't you start that one?
So Kyle and I grew up together. We actually played hockey together starting when we were like 4 years old all the way through high school. So we've been good friends for a long time. And I graduated high school in 2014. And I think the spring of 2015, I quit school and decided I wanted to start a rock and roll band. And our original guitar player at the time was from the same small town that Kyle and I are from in central Minnesota. And yeah, we decided we wanted to start a band and started gigging and stuff around the central Minnesota area, and then worked our way into the Twin Cities music scene and around Minneapolis. And that's when we met Collen Gibbs. And he was playing in a couple other bands at the time, and he decided that he wanted to start playing in The Issue. So we kind of stole him from a couple bands, and then about a year ago, actually right around the time when COVID started, our original guitar player left the band, and we had been friends with Collen already at that time. And Kyle was actually playing in Collen's other band, Zippo Man, at that time too. So when Avery left the band, Collen started jamming with us, and it was a really good feeling. He just fit right in. It's kind of the missing piece of the puzzle, honestly, for our sound and the direction we were headed. And 2022, we're just rocking and rolling, the four of us.
Can you tell me how you came up with the name for the band?
it's not a very romantic story, I'll say that. No, I mean we were having a hard time coming up with a band name, and we had kind of started playing some smaller gigs here and there, and we just uh were just four guys on stage playing music. And my uncle was asking me, he's like, "Yeah, what's your guys' band name? What are you going by?" And we're like, we don't really know yet." He's like, "Oh, that kind of sounds like quite the issue you guys have going on there." And we're like, "Yes, it does, and that's what it's gonna be."
The very first show we played, we're with another band, and one of the guys in the other band just hung up a sign that said the Gitsums, like Gitsum. So I guess technically that might be our first name. I'm not sure.
What city is your band based out of?
We're based out of the Minneapolis area. We're kind of from all over the place, but that's our general location. The studio that we do all our work out of is out of the Minneapolis area, so that's what we call home.
How's the music scene out there?
I think it's really lively.
It's pretty good actually. Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds. There's a lot of alternative, indie style music. There's a lot of like, kind of like '80s sounding type hard rock bands, and then anything in between that. There's a there's
Yeah, that's been really tough since COVID too in the cities. I feel like I've noticed a lot of clubs kind of being like revolving doors, which is as far as ownership and what it's called goes, and that's been really kind of shitty to watch, I guess. I'm sorry, I don't know if we can swear on here. Um, but yeah, it's been a lot of fluctuation kind of since COVID started.
You guys released Wasted Life album in July 2022, and I want to dig in a couple songs off of there. You had Fallin, and there's a really awesome guitar solo on this song. Um, Clay, there's a line in the song that says, "'Cause you hate me because you wanted to stay. Now you wasted your whole life away." Can you give me like what you meant by that, kind of like in that song, to the story?
Yeah, it's kind of I mean, the song is really a double-edged sword type of song, I guess you could say, or at least that's kind of what I was thinking when I was writing the lyrics for that song. Um, it's kind of, it's kind of based on past relationship issues that I had going on at a certain point in time. But it's also kind of, I also kind of wrote it to be more broad than just that, where it could be, anything in your life, where it's something that you spent too much time on, or that you kind of wasted your time on. In this instance, when I was writing it, it was like a, well, this is who I am, this is what I do. You knew that the whole time, but you wanted to stick around, so that's kind of your fault. You know what I mean? So I guess that's the point of view that I was writing the song from. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's not only just relationship, but life too. You kind of get sucked into things because they feel right, um, even though they might be wrong, type of deal. And sometimes that's how relationships go too. So yeah.
Yeah, that was my idea of it. Like, you knew going into it what to expect, but you thought there was going to be a different result.
Yeah, and it's kind of, I was kind of really writing it from the standpoint of a musician and musicians being in relationships, because it's really hard because you're gone all the time. Your significant other feels like the thing that you're putting all your time and energy into, which is your music and not them, they just kind of feel left behind a lot, I guess you could say. Um, so I guess that's kind of where my head was at, was like, listen, you knew that I was going to be, in a rock band. This is the thing, these are just kind of the things that come with being in a rock band. So I'm sorry, but this is just me. So, here it is.
You had another song off that album called Paradox, you released in July 2022, and it starts off with bass guitar and then it leads into like an eerie guitar picking. Um, and also Collen sings on the song with you. I wondered how that all came together, how you guys came up and figured it all out like that.
That was a tune that Kyle actually brought the original idea, obviously that bass line, to the band, and he had a chorus written for it as well. That was one that was kind of sitting in our back catalog for a little while. And once Colin was joining the band, is when it kind of reignited the flame a little bit on that tune, and we're really trying to get that one worked out for this EP. And yeah, Colin's got a really like airy picking reverby sound that goes over the top of it and really makes it kind of sets the mood for what the vocals are gonna do. Obviously it's kind of an angry song. But then yeah, we hit the bridge, and then Colin gets to come in and show everybody what he's got on vocals too.
What do you guys got planned for the rest of 2022?
What do you got planned, Clay?
Well, my wife and I are actually having our first baby in October. So October and I have October and November marked off from gigging for that time period, but we've actually been writing and demoing for the next record. So basically our plan, we'll have some shows on the schedule, December going into the new year. But our plan really the rest of the year is to just kind of dive in to the next record and really get these demos hashed out and keep grinding that out so we can hit the ground running in 2023.
It'll be exciting because we are definitely a band that are not unfamiliar with the road. We gig a lot, and I think the studio is definitely a nice change of pace for us. Yeah, we don't get to do it too often, but we have a lot of songs in our back pocket. We just gotta hash out the minor details and all that stuff. But we're definitely excited for that because it's the place where we record is definitely like a family vibe, and it's just kind of like a retreat weekend. We can escape people and talking to everyone, and it's creating some magic, and it's exciting.
This will be our first, I guess, kind of relaxed effort at like writing as a 4-piece. Like this last EP, CJ was a part of almost everything, but it was I don't want to say it was cobbled together. We definitely took our time and did it right, but it'll be nice to go into this starting as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, Wasted Life. We had the three of us had already had those songs other than you off that EP. We had kind of already had those songs before Collen had joined the band. So the album we're working on right now is going to be CJ's first like full stamp on songwriting, um, recording process, the whole 9 yards. He's going to be there for it all. And we got some really cool songs we're working on that we're super excited about. And it's just going to be a lot of fun seeing what the issue, has to offer in the upcoming year.
How can we get a hold of you guys? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter?
Our social medias are all the same at the issue MN. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it's all at the issue MN, and our website, same thing, theissuemn.com. We update it as much as we can with new merch. We always got our show schedule on there. Our music is on there as well. It's a one-stop shop for all your issue needs.
That's all the questions I have. Thanks for coming on the show today. Is there anything else you guys would like to add?
No, just keep an eye out for shows late winter going into 2023, and then obviously next year we got a lot of stuff going on with new music coming out next year as well, so keep your eyes open for that.